Today is the 24th day of September. Is our regularly scheduled Commissioners Court. We do have a quorum present. Let's stand for prayer and pledge and we'll get started. Lord, we come before you now and thank you so much for this day. We thank you for our family, our friends, and thank you for this community and the support that the community has here. Pray for Commissioner Dubnik. Remember him, be with him in his struggle. He is struggling. Be with us, Lord, and help us to make the decisions that will glorify you, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Citizens to be heard. Do we have anybody signed up to speak? Okay. All right, Ms. Pat. You know the rules.
No.
You know the rules.
Oh, rules are made to be broken. You didn't start me yet, did you? Okay. Good morning. I do appreciate Mr. Rosales making the job description of a county commissioner available to the public. But as I said 2 weeks ago, I don't deny that it's a job and requires time and effort. I'm just not of the opinion that it is a full-time job, my opinion. But that's not even the point. As I understand from the meeting a month ago or so, the Wage and Salary Committee for 24-25 proposed budget did not recommend an increase in salary for commissioners, but they decided to take it upon themselves and give themselves an increase in salary. My facts may be wrong, and you can correct me. I'm open to instruction and correction. What happened here, though, looks like an extreme overreach of power. We see it in our national government all the time, and I hope none of the commissioners has the courage to condemn or complain about our Senate or House of Representatives doing some of the same things when they don't get their way. Regarding Road and Bridge, unless I lack understanding here, and if I do again, please correct me, it looks like Road and Bridge Commissioner received an increase in salary of $20,000. Was this another overreach of power? I've asked around, and again, I may be wrong, but I think back in the day there were 5, maybe 6 men employed in each yard in each precinct, and all 4 yards had 6 employees. That would be 24 employees. But now Road and Bridge Commissioner has had to hire so many new employees. I think we have close to 40. And a few months ago, he moved funds from fuel to uniforms to clothe them. I was really astounded by that because we all know fuel is not cheap. I can't figure out why I couldn't figure it out, but maybe that's how things work. You put more money in this fund so you can move it around. And then I hear a bi-weekly report about how the roadside mowing is going in Precinct 2, and it's going very well. But my understanding is the majority, if not all shredders and manpower were sent to Precinct 2. And it made me wonder who's making all the decisions and how Road and Bridge is managed. Seems to me the yard system could still be used as a model, and some men and machines go to each precinct in order to accomplish something for every precinct. On the front page of the county paper a few weeks ago, it says $957,000 or something was awarded in contracts to different companies to take care of roads and bridge. So why do we need almost 2 times the number of employees if we're paying other companies to take care of our roads and bridges? I do know personally why this may happen, and we had an excess in funds and fuel. There are some members of my precinct who are using their own tractors, their own shredders, their own time, and their own fuel to shred our county road. I'm thinking they should submit a bid to Road and Bridge for some of that contract work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Patton. Any others signed up to speak this morning, Ms. Sweezy? Okay, item number 6, we have an acknowledgement recognizing October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and to sign the proclamation, Bobby Joe Robertson. She's here.
Hi, my name is Bobby Joe. I'm with Thriving Hearts Crisis Center, formerly known as Guadalupe Valley Family Violence Shelter. So I'm going to be reading the proclamation. Whereas, sorry, not used to that. Whereas the crime of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy and dignity, security, and humanity due to systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control and/or abuse, including abuse to children and the elderly. Whereas the problems of domestic violence are not confined to any group or groups of people, but cut across all economic, racial, and societal barriers and are supported by societal indifferences, and whereas the impact of domestic violence is wide-ranging, directly affecting individuals and society as a whole. Here in this community, Thriving Hearts Crisis Center, formerly Guadalupe Valley Family Violence Shelter, answered 1,025 crisis calls and provided 8,431 services to survivors from September 2023 to 2024. And whereas women are not the only targets, men, young children, and the elderly also are victims, and sadly, emotional scars are often permanent, and domestic violence costs United States companies at least $3.5 billion in lost work time, increased health care, cost higher turnovers, and lower productivity, and whereas it is battered women themselves who have been in the forefront of efforts to bring peace and equality to the home. Now, therefore, we do hereby proclaim the month of October 1st, 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month, and call all citizens, community agencies, religious organizations, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in our effort to prevent domestic violence, thereby strengthening the communities in which we live.
Very good. Thank you. How many of these do you get to read a week? Do you have it memorized by now?
I got 2 counties and all the cities for both counties.
We will get this signed. We do have a couple of commissioners out. There is a quorum present, but we do have a couple of commissioners out. But we will get this signed, and I'll get this. I don't know if Commissioner Lissie wants to sign it or not, but we'll get it signed and we'll get it ready to go for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bob Joe. Okay, item number 7, discuss the presentation of 2 projects that Camino Real is working on in Karnes County. One is the sequential intercept model, the SIM workshop, and 2, the community co-responder team. Hildebrando Mirales, Camino Real, sponsored by myself, Judge Wade J. Hedsky.
Good morning, Commissioners, and Judge Hedke. I've got some handouts here for you just in case.
One set. Oh, okay. Yeah, here.
Okay, the first one is and I'm going to give you a high-level overview. I know time is of essence. So the sequential intercept model workshop is designed to help local stakeholders understand and improve how people with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities encounter and move through the criminal justice system. And this model does provide a framework to identify key intercept points where interventions can prevent individuals from entering or further penetrating the justice system, leading to better outcomes for the individual and the community. So the goals for this SIM workshop is to educate on SIM framework, and we're going to introduce the sequential intercept model, which identifies 6 intercepts from community to reentry. And what those intercepts are, intercept 0 is community services and crisis care. Intercept 1 is law enforcement, emergency services, EMS. Intercept 2 is initial detention and court hearings. Intercept 3 is jail and courts, reentry from jails, prisons, and hospitals. And then we have Intercept 5, which is community corrections and supports. So we are sending out invitations to the community. Actually, in the entire state of Texas, approximately 28 counties applied for this workshop and only 5 obtained this opportunity. And we were able to get 2, which was McMullen County and Karnes County. We'll be able to do this workshop at a 2-in-1 session, and that's a first in Texas. We are sending invites to all the intercept parties, including the judicial system. We would like Commissioners Court to attend. Anyone working with courts and jails and anyone from reentry. So it's going to be a great opportunity to identify gaps and any other opportunities that the locally that the local community would like to move forward with in any strategic planning or recommendations. Benefits to the county with this project would be reduction in recidivism, cost savings, improve public safety, and strengthen community resources as well. The expected outcomes is a comprehensive sequential intercept map that's tailored to the local system. That intercept map will be published in a Texas Health and Human Resources website. And we are wanting to identify clear action steps for enhancing the diversion and treatment efforts and stronger cross-agency partnerships. So really it's mapping out what EMS does, connecting all the way through the reentry process, really giving us that opportunity to work together stronger as well. I also wanted to take a moment to introduce local key managers. We have our Karnes manager for Camino Real Community Services. This is one of your constituents, Sarah Carvajal. And then we have Doris Morales. She's our mobile crisis team manager as well. And then we have Stephen Moore. He's our officer liaison, and he works to bridge the gap between law enforcement and behavioral health services. There will be an RSVP ticketing system, just so we can have a head count. This is going to be on October 29th and 30th, down the street at Karnes City Columbus Club. We'll be sending that RSVP out sometime this afternoon. The other project I have is there's an officer co-responder team grant, and this is an informational item as well. This is an office co-responder team, sometimes called a co-responder program, that typically refers to a partnership between law enforcement and mental health professionals to respond together in situations where people with mental health crises are really needing help. The idea is to provide immediate mental health support, de-escalate potentially volatile situations, and ensure that individuals receive appropriate care rather than being taken into police custody and subject to unnecessary force. In such teams, law enforcement officer handles security while the mental health professional, such as a counselor, assesses the individual's needs, offering counseling and makes recommendations for treatment. Again, long story short, this is a cost savings opportunity that we applied for, and we think it's going to be a good opportunity for the community.
Good.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Any questions, comments from commissioners? No,
sir.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, on items number 8 and 9, because we potentially would not have a quorum, we are going to table 8 and 9. I talked to Mr. Banks yesterday afternoon. He called. Tammy, you're aware of this, correct? Okay. We will table these. We'll get Commissioner Lissy and Nick Well and put these back on the agenda for next month. Item number 10 is to discuss, approve, disapprove 2024 Karnes County Resolution Indigent Defense Grant Program. And I believe that we have that here. Commissioners have it for the Indigent Defense Grant Resolution and the grant program, whereas under the provisions of the Texas Government Code, Section 79.037, and Texas Administrative Code, Chapter 173, counties are eligible to receive grants from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission to provide improvements in indigent defenses services in the county. And whereas this grant program will assist the county in the implementation and the improvement of the indigent criminal defense services in this county. And whereas Karnes County Commissioners Court has agreed that in the event of loss or misuse of the funds, Karnes County Commissioners assures that the funds will be returned in full to the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. Now therefore be it resolved and ordered by the county judge of this county is designated as the authorized official to apply for, accept, decline, modify, or cancel the grant applications for the Indigent Defense Formula Grant Program and all necessary documents to accept said grant. And be it resolved that the county auditor is designated as the financial officer for this grant and would be adopted this day, the 24th of September, 2024. I have this as an action.
Make the motion to approve item number 10 as presented. I'll second it.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 11 is discuss, approve, disapprove going request for quotes, proposals for the archives building. This is authored by myself. These plans have been drawn for years, and I'm ready to get this thing built for the county. So want to get out and go out for quotes.
Make the motion to approve item number 11 as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12, acknowledge receipt of a donation made by Gail Tennant in the amount of $500 to Karnes County EMS. Funds are to be used at the discretion of the EMS chief. Casey is out with sick babies today. Keep him in your prayer. And Derek is ready to present. Good
Good morning,
morning.
Court. Yeah, Casey's sick. Seems like there's something going around. Everybody else has it. So this is just a acknowledgement of a gracious donation from one of our county residents for $500 that will go into our donations fund that we can utilize at our discretion for unforeseen, unbudgeted items such as maintenance or anything else. And we greatly appreciate that as our department.
Yeah, thank you, Gail, and Gail's family as well. Item number 13 is acknowledge receipt of reimbursement from Southwest Texas Regional Advisory Council in the amount of $18,042.59 for EMTF deployment in response to Hurricane Beryl, and that was the 6th of July, 2024 through the 11th of July, 2024. Derek?
Yes, sir. So if y'all don't know, or I'm sure as you may know, our department is an active participant in Region 8 Emergency Medical Task Force that we get deployed to local, regional, and state natural disasters and things of that such. For Hurricane Beryl, we were deployed for 6 days with a couple of our crews and ambulances and such. And so the $18,042.59 is the receipt of the check that we allocated from EMTF from the state. So just acknowledgement of that, if you guys have any questions for that.
Just got the funds back. Heard Casey told me some stories about our crews being deployed over there and just the mess that it was whenever you don't have power and you've got generators running hospitals and you've got ambulances just backed up and stacked up. So it's not a fun deployment for our guys and gals that go. So
It's definitely not fun, but we are very proud and humbled and blessed to be able to be a part of that experience to help people out. So
absolutely,
just wanted to address that.
Thank y'all for what y'all do, Derek.
Yes, sir.
Okay, item number, did we get to, yes, 14 is to discuss, approve, disapprove, allowing the surplus revenue in the amount of $7,032.82 received from EMTF deployment to be allocated to EMS department in fiscal year 25 and approve appropriate amendments to GL 100-409-4851. That's the EMTF expense. If approved, the funds are to be used for operational or equipment expenses at the direction of the EMS chief. Derek?
Yes, sir. So that $7,032.82 is the surplus profit aside from the original $18,042.59. That $11,000, or excuse me, that $11,009.70 is the cover the cost of the county expended as far as payroll, fuel, per diem, things of that such. That $7,032.82 is a surplus profit that we are requesting to allocate to that GL account that we would have access to be able to utilize for our department to progress us, be able to purchase things that are not previously funded or allocated prior to that are completely unforeseen, things of that nature. We have asked for it in the past and has graciously expendedly helped us out quite a bit. So that's what that $7,032.82 is requested for.
This is just Casey watching his books and saying, hey, man, this $7,000 is about to go back to general fund. I want to make sure that it comes back to mine. So, yeah,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Any questions on that, Commissioners? It's an action item.
I'll make a motion to approve item 14 as presented.
Second?
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed to that? Very good. Thank you,
Thank you,
Derek.
Court.
Okay, item number 15 is a presentation by TxDOT to provide status update on bridge replacement projects on County Road 230, County Road 236, and other planned TxDOT projects in Karnes County. Authors are Wes Giesler, Commissioner Precinct 4, Benny Lissy, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Board, I don't know if Nick is going to be here or not. Apparently, he's not going to make it today at this time, so we'll probably have to table this till next meeting.
Okay, item number 15 will be tabled to another meeting. Item number 16, discuss, approve, disapprove recommendation by Karnes County Road and Bridge Engineer to extend the contract listed below through fiscal year 24-25 at current terms, conditions, and pricings. Fiscal year 23-24 bulk term contract for fuel purchases with Great Lakes Petroleum. Wayne Giesler.
Yes, Commissioners and Judge, this is our fuel contract we use to supply fuel to our operation every year. And this is the last year of the IDIQ contract. So that's what we're needing to do. We're just needing to extend it. There's no change in the terms or the cost. It's still holding it at the current amount.
And we will have to go back out for bids starting after this?
Next year. Yes, sir. Next fiscal year, before next fiscal year.
Make a motion to approve item number 16 as presented.
A second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? No. Motion will carry. Item number 17, discuss, approve, disapprove the adoption of the 2024 Karnes County Investment Policy and Strategies Investment Committee and appointment of investment officer, Tom Dupnick.
All right, Judge and Court, so this is just a matter of formalities that we do every year. So the court appoints an investment officer for the county, which I have been for the last 3 years. On our investment policy, nothing has changed. We met the day that we had the public hearing, the investment committee, and everyone's in agreement with just leaving things the way they are. We pretty much have our funds diversified, a third, and a third in Texas class, a third in tax pool, and then a third with MBS. So the good thing about Texas class and tax pool, we can always grab that money if we need to. The MBS is like CDs and so on and so forth. So that's all. It's just a matter, like I said, just a matter yearly, we're required to do this.
Who are all the members of your investment committee?
Yes, sir. And they haven't changed. The only change this year was the county attorney because Mr. Chapman retired. Hold on, let me grab it here, Judge. So we have myself, current county attorney Jennifer Tapia, Eric Opiella, who is an attorney and a citizen, Carol Sweezy, a county clerk, Commissioner Benny Lissy, and then Dusty Traylor. He is a financial advisor for the county, and I worked with them closely when they did the bond in Wilson County. So he came down and talked to us as well, to give us an overview of the.
How often do y'all meet?
Once a year.
Just once a year?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we did that. We want to make sure we got that done before we had the public hearing and so forth.
Make the motion to approve item number 17 as presented.
Second.
Okay, you've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. Item number 18, discuss, approve, disapprove the fiscal year 24 budget amendments. Tom?
Yes, Judge. All right, I met with the judge yesterday, went over these. One thing I do want to compliment all our department heads. This year, we've had a total of 21 budget amendments. Last year, we were at 34. Everyone is working very good on their budget. We're working closely with our department heads. So once again, this is just mostly a formality of the different amounts that we have unforeseen things that come in, like EMS has payroll and so forth. IT had some items that he needed to purchase at year end. That's on the first budget amendment for the general fund, which is budget amendment 2024-18. The next budget amendment is 2024-19. It's a special revenue funds. It would be like elections, JP court costs, and so on and so forth. County attorney, forfeiture funds, so on and so forth. our grant fund. So that is Amendment 2024-19. The next one is 2024-20, which was for the library. They only had two changes. They just want to move some money from books into equipment, and then the workers' comp bill that we have to pay for. And then the last budget amendment, 2024-21, is road and bridge. It was a matter of, the workers' comp didn't get budgeted. I'll put ownership on that on me. I didn't put that in the budget last year, so that's what that $20,000 is right there. But he had monies to use to cover the cost on that. Another thing is just small amounts like conference expense, utilities, and so forth. And that's it. That's all our budget amendments. Like I said, I'm very happy that we only have 21 for this year. I mean, Judge, in the general fund, normally we'd have 4 pages of changes. We only had 3 this year.
Yeah, I went over these with Tom yesterday afternoon, and looking better.
I make a motion to approve the fiscal year 24 budget amendments.
Second?
Okay, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed to it? Motion carries. Thank you, Tom. Item number 19 is our consent agenda. We have reports from our county clerk, our district clerk, IT department, EMS maintenance department, and constable precinct 3. Also budget amendments, which we've already acted on.
Make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed to that? Not, motion carries. Item number 20, do we want to discuss any items, pull any reports to discuss?
No, Judge.
If not, we will have updates from our commissioners, starting in precinct 3.
Good morning. I kind of read this out. I have a couple of things here. I worked with the landowner on County Road 360 to help finish their project, which also improved our county road out there. On County Road 295, met with the landowner, helped them resolve an issue about an interest, also met with TxDOT. They're going to go ahead and put the problem in their budget for the next year, and we should get it resolved the next budget year. Met with constituents in my office regarding some of the questions about county issues. Everything was resolved. Met with the Karnes County engineer on several other county roads. So, and I want to thank all the employees of Karnes County elected officials for doing a great job. One other thing, I handed out some of these papers here when I walked in, and there's some in the back. I won't spend too much time. I know everybody has a lot of things to do, but it's on Karnes County, County Commissioners Court, duties and responsibilities. I'm going to read these out here, and I'm going to let you know how many duties under each one of these that we have. Now, it's going to vary from county to county. Like, we have 15,000 residents here. Some counties have 50, some counties have millions. So a lot of these sometimes separate. Some of these might not be ours. A few of them might not be ours because we're not over 50,000, 250,000. But for the most part of it, County Commissioners Court, duties and responsibilities throughout the state of Texas. Roads and bridges, we have 93 duties and responsibilities under them. Personnel, 75. Office boards and commissions, 4. Operating facilities, 58. Bonding authority, 80. Contracting authority, 68. Elections, 59. Regulatory responsibilities, 88. Fiscal operations, 71. Public health and welfare, 134. Administrative duties, 59. Judicial responsibilities, 33. Public works, 75. Juveniles, 13. Total numbers of duties and responsibilities of the Commissioners' Courts are 910. For more complete information about the responsibilities of a county commissioner and other county officials, see the Guide to Texas Laws of County Officials. Now, I went one step further, and who best to ask but county commissioners that have served here in Karnes County. I didn't go out to anybody else but county commissioners because they've walked in these boots before. I reached out to Sean O'Brien and I asked him, do you think this is a part-time job or full-time? He said, James, he said, it's a full-time job, 24/7, 365. He goes, every time I went to Walmart, I went to any other convenience store, I went to a football game, I was always approached by people. He goes, when you get sworn into office, you're sworn in 24/7, you're not sworn in 8 to 5. And I said, exactly. That was in precinct 3. And the another one was Mary Lozano worked here. I seen her work her butt off. She was 100% full-time. I didn't even call her because I know how hard she worked for this county. In precinct 4, Sharon Chesser, I got to talk with her and I asked her, what do you think it is, part-time, full-time? How did you see it? She said, this is a full-time position. She goes, I didn't have time off. The elected officials don't have designated holidays off, like the employees do. Well, we're employees too, but we don't have any of that. And she said, sometimes county commissioner does sit a couple of hours and wait. She said the same as, like say for an example, if you have an EMS, she said you have a patrol deputy or something like that, they may sit in the vehicle 2 or 3 hours until they get a call and then they go do that, but doesn't mean they're not full-time, same as the county commissioners up here, and she had a good point on that. David Reynolds, I didn't have his number, so I didn't call him, but that was 4. Stormy Rosette, I remembered his number and I have it in my phone, so I went ahead and I called him. He said, let them know that Stormy Rosette said that this is full-time, 24/7, that I did this for a lot of years and it's not part-time. Wes, you're another one in 4. Do you believe it's part-time or full-time?
Absolutely, I believe it's full-time.
Thank you. Darryl Blowski, I messaged him. He did not answer, but I've talked to him on this issue before because I've sat here quite a few years, and about every 4 or 5 years, we have different folks coming up and like letting the court or thinking that it's part-time. So me and Darryl have had this discussion before, and he's always said it's a full-time position. Shelby Dubnik, 100% full-time. That man gives his life for this county. He works so hard. I call him on a Saturday, Sunday, he's working for this county. So full-time on Shelby. I can vouch for that. I didn't call him because I know he's feeling bad, but okay, Jeff Viatric, I served with him when I first came in here, and he said, Bubba, he goes, that's full-time, 7 days a week job. He goes, that's a full-time job because don't let no one tell you different. He goes, and you can tell him I said that. I said, okay. I called Mike Beam. And Mike Beam didn't answer. His number was changed. I served with Mike Beam too, like a year and a half when Jeff moved to Road and Bridge, and then Judge Kendo appointed him, but he didn't, I guess he changed numbers. I also talked with Pete Yower last night, and he said, James, he goes, this is a full-time position. He goes, at least 60 hours a week. He goes, some weeks you get 40. He goes, it ain't all just 8 to 5 or you sit in an office. He said, you're around 7 days a week. You walk into a place and you're a county commissioner. You talk to people. People call you on Saturdays, Sundays, middle of the night. If it rains, you're out there. If there's a hurricane, you're out there. If anything like that, catastrophe, you're out there, a county commissioner. I talked to Benny Lissi. I went and visited him at his house yesterday because he had knee surgery. And I told him, what do you think? You're not going to be there. He said, that's a full-time position. He goes, that's full-time for me. The reason I'm expressing this to y'all is that who best to go and ask if this is a full-time position, but a county commissioner that's actually served? I'm not gonna go ask, no offense, people work everywhere, but I'm not gonna go ask somebody that works at Walmart. I'm not gonna go ask somebody that walks dogs. I'm not gonna ask somebody like that how to run this county, or if it's a full-time position. I reached out to other people that actually run this county that have filled these boots up here, and they all said it's a full-time position. In my time here, I've served with 6 judges, Judge Pavelic, Judge Kendall, Judge Shaw, Judge Butler, Judge Long, Judge Hedke, all great judges, and they know how hard we work up here. I've served with 12 commissioners as in my time that I've been here and everything. And we're up here, like everybody says, when something happens, everybody says, well, the good Lord must have wanted him home. The good Lord saved his life. The good Lord does. I always back to my Lord. So us 5 that are sitting up here running this county right now, I believe, same as we all believe that the good Lord puts us in different positions, the good Lord has put us here to do this thing here, and we all take it serious. I love the judge we have. He runs a good court. The commissioners here, I love these commissioners. They're good commissioners, but we are full-time commissioners, and until you walk in these boots up here, you don't know that. Thank you.
Okay, updates for Commissioner Precinct 4.
So on Friday of last week, Elections Administrator, Ms. Montalvo, and I met with constituents out in the show concerning the current state of the elections there. It was a good meeting, answered a lot of questions, and we'll probably be revisiting that at some point. I also took the opportunity at that time to visit with the residents there about the CNG plant that's coming up, and so there's going to be some further movement on that. County roads 311, 312, they are ready for paving. The drainage is complete. 313, they're near base completion. They'll then move to 314. County road 335 and 336 are near completion on drainage and base material. The shredding project is continuing. I appreciate everybody's patience on that. And I would like to recognize Road and Bridge. I did bring County Road 319 to court last week, and the more senior commissioners and judge, they all had kind of a hesitancy, understandably so, to not create a new norm by, building fences and whatnot. But I did contact Road and Bridge, and they went out there and did an outstanding job on cleaning up that site restriction. So I'd like to appreciate those guys. It was a 100+ day, and those guys got out there with tools and just knocked it out of the park.
All right, thank you. Item number 22, discuss/acknowledge any personnel changes. This is all departments. Do I have one? Yes. Okay, new hires. We have a new hire in the tax office as a part-time deputy clerk. Welcome, Deborah Buring. We had a open up in the county clerks for a deputy clerk's position. I talked to Carol yesterday in criminal court, and she's had 20-something applicants. That's incredible. That's good. One that is not on here is Bonnie. I believe Bonnie has let everybody know that today is her last day with Karnes County. She's moving on to greener pastures, so we wish her well and thank her for her service that she gave to Karnes County for the time that she was here. We are also hiring an assistant county attorney. District clerk is looking for a deputy clerk, as well as county clerk, like I said a while ago. The Runge assistant library clerk. Road and Bridge is looking for an equipment operator #1 and a maintenance tech #1. The Karnes Wilson Juvenile Probation Department is looking for behavioral specialist, youth prevention specialist, case manager, QMHP, and a ropes facilitator. Sheriff's Office is looking for deputies. How many we down? 6, need 6. And courthouse security. Applications are online. Call HR, call me if you're interested in applying, work for the county. And item number 23 is payment of bills.
All right, Judge and Court, so the total bills today are $1,957,751.05. General fund road bills are $213,595.61, and road and bridge total between their three funds is $1,795,502.28. I do want to let everyone know that our cutoff for mileage and other reimbursements will be Monday the 14th for this current fiscal year, and items to be charged to this year's budget, the cutoff is next Monday. So you have to have the items received or the service completed by next Monday to be charged to 24. And then invoices we're giving to the 31st to get all the 24 invoices to our office to process. October 31st for the Thursday, the 31st is the last day for 24 invoices. Otherwise, it will go to next year's.
Are we okay on the autopsy?
Sir?
Autopsies?
Yeah.
Are we okay? I
Yeah.
mean, we had 4 more, 5 more today in this bill cycle. We're okay?
We're okay, yes, sir, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
Make the motion to approve payment of the bills as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed to the bills? Item number 24, acknowledge Commissioners Court will meet on October 8th, 2024 at 9 o'clock in the morning, right here in the Karnes County Historic Courtroom at 101 North Santa Maria Avenue, Suite 200, Karnes City, Texas, 78118. Item number 25, need a motion and a second to adjourn, and we can go.
I'll make the motion, Judge.
A second.
Very good. Thank you all for coming.